Welcome back to another episode on the podcast at hand, The Refinery Worker. I'm your host, Shaq the Beast. We're here pretty much to talk about forgetting where you came from. Forgetting where you came from is a horrible, horrible thing. It's a big no-no, too. Everybody started from the bottom. We all started somewhere, right? Why take a change in stance and start acting brand new, so to speak? Why? Why? You started in the same position as these people, came up through the ranks and met in the position that they're in currently, and you kept going. Good. Good for you. Good for fucking you. At the same time, especially if you started from the bottom and you worked your way up, you should know better. You should fucking know better to not act an ass. Before we dive any deeper into this, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, share it, and I all the time, every time, I'm gonna thank you guys for all the feedback. Actually, the video podcast has been doing a lot better than I thought, than I expected, and it came because of you guys' feedback and by popular demand throughout all the platforms. I posted it on TikTok. It's not Instagram, but Facebook, and just via text message, talking to people, messenger, whatever. It was wanted. It was preferred over the audio. And I get it. Sometimes people need a visual, and who doesn't want to see my lovely face? I understand. I totally get it. I'm fucking around. But go ahead and like it, comment, smash the like button, smash it, share it, and let's get back into it. Forgetting where the fuck you came from. It's that's one thing I don't do. I don't take I don't get all up in arms. I don't get in my feelings about it, but it's like, dude, you started from the bottom and you busted your ass. So if you've got an individual that's doing the same, hey man, give them a hand, help them out, pull them up. We got to stick together. We're in this together. Help them out. Don't be a cocksucker. Help them out. Somebody helped you out. Because if you coming up through the ranks, if this individual had the same mentality, the same attitude as you have now coming up, no one would have helped you. Let's be for real. So if there's somebody coming up trying to work their way up to where you are, or trying to better themselves, don't down talk them. Don't talk down on them. Don't not help them out. Do what you can. Go out of your way. The gentleman that broke me out, Randall fucking Mahaffey, one thing he would tell us to help others. And I try my hardest to do my part and keeping my word to that, because this craft it's such a good craft. And like someone said, it was Richard Beatty. He said, imagine taking a freaking 11, let's say it's an 900 pound butterfly valve. That's probably, I've had it. I've had one. I want to say it was 1,100 pounds, but it was a butterfly valve. It was about as tall as me when I stood it up. Imagine trying to put that in by hand. It's impossible. So this craft is awesome, and I always try to help others that are wanting to better themselves and get into the craft. And I know that they're gonna work and help further the craft and make the craft that much better. We definitely need hands that are gonna be go getters, not do gooders, but people that do right and shine while doing it. So knowing you were up in, I guess, on the stairs on your way up, and now you've made it and you're sitting in your throne or whatever, and you're acting like a fucking jerk. That it's forgetting where you came from can be one of the worst things ever out there. It's horrible. So don't be that guy or that girl. And and just help out your fellow riggers, crane operators, whatever. Do your job and do it to the best of your ability. Work harder than yesterday and look forward to tomorrow. And help one another out. That's the biggest thing. We need to help each other out, because without that, we're just like every other craft out there. I hate to harp on the scaffold builders, but a lot of those fucking worms, they will keep you down versus giving you a hand up. Some of them, not all of them, but just think about it like this. No, excuse me. Here's an example. I'm gonna give you an example. There was we were in a refinery in LaPorte, and I was a scaffold builder, and they didn't give permits out to the entire unit. They didn't give not one permit out, except a unit wide permit to clean. What did Crane and Riggin do? They said, I will clean around the crane. I will clean the crane area. I will clean the immediate area around the crane. But I am not walking around this unit and picking up trash and water bottles and shit like that, because grown ass men and fucking women can't clean up after themselves. And guess what they didn't do? They didn't fucking clean up, that's for sure. What did the scaffold foremen do? They made us clean the fucking unit. Areas we weren't even working in. So that's the bullshit that I'm talking about. Instead of sticking up for their guys and saying, hey, look, we'll clean up our areas, the scaffolds that we built, the areas that we were in. But no, they made them clean up. And Crane and Riggin, they said they would wobble. They said every one of them motherfuckers would drag the fuck up. And while everyone was cleaning, myself included, because I do what I'm told, to an extent, because if it's not gonna cause me to get hurt, I'm gonna do it. They sat there and they cleaned up around the cranes, and that was it. And their supervisor probably remembered, hey, I was a hand. Why am I gonna make my guys clean up something that they didn't? They had nothing. If you know anything about crane and rigging, especially if you have a lower, dude, if you have a lower or like somewhere you can sit in or around the crane, because I've sat like, I will could remember this. Will Brock, he and I would go into the like little area of the counterweights of the crane. We'd let the crane operator know that we were up in there, and we never really left the crane. So why should they go clean up around the unit when they don't leave from the crane, except for to go home, maybe lunch? A lot of the riggers and crane operators still sit at the crane and have lunch. No, their supervisor or their supervision was like, I'm not making my guys do that, because they remember where they came from. Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't let nobody fucking push you around to do like absolutely stupid shit. And have your guys back, man. It's just like that other episode, whack ass fucking supervisors. Have your people's back. You came up, doing this and taking it step by step as you would rise, and what's the trials and tribulations that come with this. So you know what your people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Things change. There's different variations of things, but yeah, you know what your guys are dealing with. So don't be that asshole forgetting like, oh, bitch, you were a hand too. Maybe not a full fucking hand. Maybe you were a pinky and you sucked your way to the top, but you still had to get up there somehow. So you went through it every day. You went through the raising period, the coming up period, the going from the bare helper and then getting into the journeyman and then supervision. So don't forget where the fuck you came from, because that's one of the worst things. And your guys and gals can see that, and they're gonna shit talk you, and it's gonna be rightfully so. And I'm the one that'll shit talk you. As soon as you ask me, I say, yeah, motherfucker, you forget where the fuck you came from. You damn right, I'll tell you to your face. If anything I say about a motherfucker, I'll say behind their back, I'll say it to their fucking face too. And if you're one of those supervisors that ain't worth the fuck, hey, I will tell you. And if you take it like a little vagina that's a part of this generation that's crying about everything, then that's on you. Because criticism is criticism. It could probably have been more constructive, but that's the problem. Instead of worrying about how it was delivered, take the message. because I'm trying to tell you, or someone will be trying to tell you, stop being a fucking worm. You came up just like I did. Ladies and mullets, if you're enjoying these podcasts, man, definitely give me obviously a like, subscribe. Come on, come on. And just let's let this channel grow. Let's let this channel grow. It's about the refineries, crane and rigging, other crafts, whatever you want to talk about. This episode came from my homeboy. They call him Big Nasty, but it was G. It was Garrett. He's a good dude. He's a nut, but he's a good dude. But a lot of the episodes that I've been pumping out have been ideas from you guys, and I enjoy it and I love it. And that's the thing. We're interacting. I say, hey, what do you got? What's on your mind? Give me something, and the guys will give me something, just like Garrett gave me this, Big Nasty gave me this. And it's just things that we think about and talk about already in the truck, in the line for lunch, or about to badge out. We talk about this stuff all the time. And why not put it out there for others to be like, oh shit, this is really what they're going through. Ladies and mullets, you already know what I'm about to say. Be a hand, not a pinky. You already know. Especially, do not be a worm. Put God first. First and foremost. Be safe. Love you guys. Always work harder than yesterday. Look forward to tomorrow. All right, ladies and mullets, I'm out of here. Y'all be safe.